When it comes to wireless microphones, the difference between a cheap one off TikTok Shop and a more expensive one should be massive, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to put both of them to the test. A head-to-head, if you like. We're going to compare what they come with, the different features that they have, the devices that they connect to, and ultimately, how they sound and how they perform. Let's start with this cheap microphone set that I got from the TikTok Shop. This was about £4 or £5 and it comes with two microphones. As you can see, they both got this wind muff, the fluffy head. They've both got clips on the back of them for popping them on your shirt, and they are wireless microphones. They do have noise cancellation built in as well. So here's the other one, and they did come with an adapter for my mobile phone as well. So this adapter is a lightning adapter for my old style iPhone. Now these microphones have been perfectly fine for me just kind of filming like my kids doing random things, and it's quite funny to actually clip these onto my kids' tops and then do a little bit of filming with them and actually sort of capture their voice nice up and close whilst you're trying to film them do something. When you plug them into the phone, it looks a bit like this. So you have two lights flashing there to tell you it's waiting for a connection. You then press and hold this little button on the back of the microphone until the light turns on here, and you can tell the noise cancellation is also turned on. And now on the phone, you'll see that one of them is lit up continuously. That means the microphone is connected. And so now if I talk into this microphone, it's going to pick up the audio from here rather than on my iPhone microphone. And you can do that for both of the microphones at the same time as well. This is the other microphone. I'm going to click it to turn it on. There you go, it's turned on. And oh, it has decided to not connect. So we have reached our first limitation with these microphones. Let me unplug the adapter, plug the adapter back in, just see if they connect. And they have both connected. So they are both connected. You can see both the lights are now solid. And so if I go into my camera app and I do a little bit of recording, then these are then going to show up. This is the sound from the cheaper TikTok microphone. Let me know how you think this one sounds. It's got a handy little clip on it, so we can just pop it on our top like this. So yeah, let me know how you think this one sounds. The noise cancellation is turned off on this one. I just thought it's the better test of the microphone. You can use noise cancellation if you want. It will do something, but it can end up making your voice sound a bit weird. I always think it's better to do noise cancellation in editing as opposed to using the one on the microphone, because quite frankly, you never know what you're going to get out of the microphone. If it's just got noise cancellation turned on, you never know what it's going to cut and what it's not, and sometimes it can make you sound a bit robotic. So yeah, let me know what you think this one sounds like. I'll do a raw unedited sound, and I will do a edited version as well, so that you can see the difference between the audio. So I think you'll agree, I don't think they sound bad necessarily. They are potentially good if you want to be able to move further away from your camera whilst you're filming, yet still pick up a good amount of your voice. So when we talk about more expensive wireless microphones, there are a ton of options. You could go for DJI, you could go for Rode, you could go for Hollyland, you could go for a bunch of other types. The ones that I've got here and the ones that I ended up purchasing are the Neewer CM28 Pros, and they come with a bunch of stuff which I'll show you through now. So of course, to start with, you get the unit itself. This of course is the microphone transmitter. It does have a clip on the back of it, so you can attach it to clothing like this. It does actually also have a magnet built in as well, so you've got this little magnet which snaps onto the back of there, and the purpose of that is to be able to put this underneath your clothing, and then you can magnetically have this hold on to your top if you don't want it quite so close to your face. There are 2 microphones in this set, and they do come in a lovely charging case as well to keep them all charged up whilst you're on the go. And both transmitters come with a dead cat. To put the dead cat on these ones, simple, you just slot it into the grooves and twist it to lock it on, and then it's sort of sat on the top there, very secure, that's not going anywhere. Unfortunately, they won't fit in the case with the dead cat on. You can see that that case just won't close at all. Now you might be wondering what the other thing is in the case. Like I said, it comes with 2 transmitters, but it does come with a receiver as well. So this is the little receiver here. So this little receiver will show you what microphones are currently on, what mode you're in, whether that's stereo or mono. It will show you a bunch of information. It will allow you to connect to things like your phone or a camera if you've got a dedicated camera. It has a clip on it as well if you want to clip it onto something, if you haven't got a cold shoe mount, or I have a cold shoe mount accessory which I've got right here, which is just a phone tripod with a cold shoe mount on the top, and you'll see that the clip on the back here is actually the perfect size to go into a cold shoe mount as well. So you can whack this on the top here, you can pull out your phone, pop your phone into here, and then all you've got to do is connect this receiver to your phone. Whilst we're on the subject of connectivity, let's take a look at the cables and accessories that this microphone kit comes with. So first of all, you have a microphone jack, which is an 1/8" or 3.5mm to USB-C cable. This is for connecting to your Android phone or your newer iPhones with USB-C. You do have an angled USB-C to normal USB-A cable here. I believe this one is just for charging one of the devices. I think it's for charging microphones if you're not having the case on you. We do have a 1/8" or 3.5mm to lightning adapter as well. So this is for connecting to your phone obviously, and we will use this to try it out in a bit. We also have a dual 1/8" or 3.5mm cable, stretchy cable as well. This is for connecting the receiver to your camera directly. And last but not least, we have this white USB-C, USB-A type cable, and this is actually for data transfer from the microphone. And the reason we have the data transfer cable is that these microphones do have the ability to record internally. They have about 4 GB of internal memory, and you can trigger recording by pressing and holding the button on the side of the device. So if I power it on, like this, I can then press and hold on this one until we get that flashing recording light, and now we should be recording. And then if I were to plug this USB cable into this microphone, connect it to my PC, I would see it as a storage device, and I would be able to grab the audio directly off the microphone. So obviously there's a hell of a lot more equipment that you get with the expensive microphone, but does that really sort of transition into better audio quality? And do you need all of that to be able to start making videos, to be able to start making content? Well, what I'm going to do is connect the receiver to my phone, we'll connect the microphone up, and we'll do some tests like we did with the cheaper microphones, and we'll see what they sound like. So I'm just going to go in again and connect this to my phone tripod. I'm going to go ahead and pop my phone in here. I'm going to go ahead and grab my lightning cable to 3.5mm or 1/8" cable, connect that into the out port on the receiver there. So here's a test of the microphone, the more expensive, the newer microphone here. So again, I'm just holding this one in my hand for now. We're going to see how this one sounds. This is just clipped onto my top right here, And so this is how it sounds if you've just got it clipped onto your top. So as you can see, I've now got the microphone connected down here on my top. So it's a little bit further out the way, but we're going to see how the audio sounds when it's like this. I do currently have the window open. That's worth bearing in mind for the other mic test as well. The window is open. There is a bit of traffic noise outside, so you might be able to hear that. But just take a listen and see what you think. I'm going to do some audio processing on it. I'm going to show you the raw audio on both of them, see how they sound on each. This is the sound from the cheaper TikTok microphone. The more expensive, the Neewer microphone here. This is the sound from the cheaper TikTok microphone. The more expensive, the Neewer microphone here. So now you've heard the sound from both. There is one caveat I have to mention with the cheaper microphones. So one thing I have experienced is that the cheaper microphones do not record in separate stereo channels. They are isolated to a single mono channel. Even though they are kind of connected separately, they all go through that port and then they are recorded as a single mono input. So it's worth bearing that in mind in case you want to have, say, for example, one of them connected to you, one of them connected to a friend or something like that. You wouldn't be able to control in post editing, you wouldn't be able to control the volume of each microphone separately. They are just sort of combined into one mono channel, so perhaps they're not the best for those types of environments. Like I said, these TikTok microphones, I paid about £4 or £5 for these. Honestly, they're ridiculously cheap. For the Neewer ones, these I got on a deal on Amazon. They were £66, so they are considerably more expensive than the cheap ones. But then, are they worth it? They come with a lot more things with them, a lot more connectivity options. They're much more advanced in terms of how you can set them up. I think personally they're going to sound a lot better. I won't know until I'm editing this video, but I think they're going to sound much better. They are a bit more bulky. They are a tiny little bit more heavy. But honestly, they're not massive. It's not going to make a massive difference to, you know, if you're wearing whatever you're wearing. If you're just wearing a t-shirt, you are not going to notice the difference, honestly. If you're doing something action-packed and you are risking the safety of your microphones, then you might want to consider picking up a pair of these as a bit of a backup. Maybe you want to use them just in sort of more risky scenarios where the microphone might fall off and break potentially, because it's not so bad losing £4. It's a bit more, it hurts a bit more to lose about 60 quid's worth of microphones. So that is one thing to consider. Of course, the difference between the stereo and mono inputs on both, you might want to consider that if you're doing a lot of things like interviews, stuff like that. Definitely having the separate stereo channels is a big plus, so definitely something to consider there. But yeah, take a listen, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.